Hello, my friends. There's a famous quote about gardening from Josephine Neuse. Anyone who thinks that gardening begins in the spring and ends in the fall is missing the best part of the whole year. Gardening begins in January with the dream. And this week, I've been dreaming. And shopping. I've just spent way too much on garden seeds. I know I've bought more than the economics and business plans would dictate for the farm, but it's way too easy to justify an extra couple of dollars for a pack of seeds here or there when you're building your cart. I know I'll decide at some point I forgot something important and a packet will come here or there, and plus, I'll be buying a bunch of spring bulbs and some plants from local retailers. But the next steps are actually finalizing our 2023 plan. For the past 2 years, the gardens at Blazingstar Farm have been a bit more dream than reality. We're getting better every year. We were late getting things in the ground last year, but plants actually made it into the earth. That was a huge improvement over just leaving them in their nursery pots for the entire summer, like we did the year before. But I think our yield might have been lower with actually planting the plants than just letting them grow in their pots, like we did the first year. We just left them on the driveway for the whole summer and got a decent number of tomatoes and peppers out of it. So I'm trying to be somewhat realistic with my expectations for the year, but at the same time, I want to make a good go of it. This summer is going to be a unique opportunity for me to move the farm forward. I'll hopefully have the time and bandwidth to build out some better systems and really pivot us into something easier to manage and scale. But perhaps more importantly, we bought this beautiful place so we would have the chance to really steward a piece of land, to build some amazing gardens and grow things that were really entirely impractical on our tiny urban lot in Chicago. So this year, I'm going to mainly focus on 4 growing spaces. First, I'm investing into the garden more. We still have a shortage of light in the kitchen garden, but a few trees came out last year, so we should do better this year. But we're really going to upgrade the space. I'll be putting in a series of large raised beds for all the vegetables, as well as 2 dedicated flower gardens on the kind of front north side. The goal is to create something that both looks attractive and, we can see it from the backyard, so we want it to be pretty, but we also want to make working with the herbs and veggies easier. Second, we're working on the decorative gardens in the front of the house. Last year, we experimented with some small container ponds next to the front walk, and we put a cheap fabric bed in front of the porch. And we planted, a bunch of taro and cannas, both in the ponds and in planters around. And it looked great. Way better than we expected for the amount of effort we put into it. So we know we can clean things up and refine it this year. We're going to upgrade the raised bed in front of the porch. We're going to add in some trellises, and we're going to expand the tropical vibe quite a bit in both directions. The third garden is going to be a Three Sisters experiment. I've been wanting to do that ever since we bought the farm, and it's a natural fit for the stories I want to tell. So it's going to be by the yellow coop, and we currently have a bit of a problem with Phragmites. It's this giant invasive grass in that area. So we're going to try and get that all cleaned up and plant corn, corn, beans, and pumpkin, squash in the area. It's actually going to be, more like a butternut squash, but we do have some pumpkin-like squash going in as well. That is a way we hope to kill two birds with one stone. Knock back the Phragmites and actually create something useful in that area. And hopefully it'll be attractive. We'll make something more attractive. The final growing space is the natural areas all over on the farm. I want to try and propagate native wildflowers to just enrich the biodiversity we have on the property and give us more wild areas on the property. Hopefully this works well, and next year I'll be telling stories about monarchs on our milkweed. But this year it's kind of much more of a will it work kind of experiment. So we'll see, but I'm going to try. We'll definitely do small projects beyond just these, but we're trying to stay focused on these areas. Let's get these 4 areas under control this year. I hope to share updates throughout the year as we're going to push forward on the various projects. If you want to stay in the loop, please make sure you're subscribed to the channel and hit that bell icon to make sure you get notified of any upcoming videos. And if you can give us a like, maybe a comment with your garden plans for 2023, that'll really help us out, and it would really help the channel. Keep growing, and until next week, my friends, thanks for joining me.